Hey guys, my name is Abhay,
And I'm Ayush.
and in this presentation we are going to discuss about induction cooking.
Guys, it is an amazing technique and it's quite new when compared to a conventional gas cooking. And we are going to talk about the working principles and how is it better than a natural gas cooking methods.
So let's start. Now let's talk about the working principle behind it.
So basically it contains a copper wire which is wrapped on a material to form an electromagnet.
Right. So this wire is powered by a high frequency AC current source.
But why is that?
We'll talk about it later.
Okay. When we turn on the circuit, magnetic fields are produced just like that from a bar magnet.
So when a material is placed above the coil, magnetic flux is associated with the pan or the surface that we place on it.
Now, because we are providing AC power to our circuit, the magnetic flux changes very rapidly.
Now this changing flux leads to the formation of electromotive force or EMF in the material due to the Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction.
The induced EMF results in the formation of closed loop currents inside the material. We generally call them as eddy currents.
Now let's see why did we need high frequency source in the first place. Actually, the heat generated due to eddy currents is directly proportional to the square of the frequency of the input power.
So here we have the relation which governs the heat produced by the eddy currents. Here we can see the relation of frequency on the power generated by these currents. So now we are set. We place the pan on the cooktop.
And we apply a high frequency source,
Yeah, of course, and then we wait for some time
and our food is cooked.
So here we have a basic model of an induction cooktop. Here these are the copper coils that we just talked of, and they produce magnetic fields and food starts cooking.
So can my pan be made of any metal like silver, copper maybe?
Sadly, the answer is no. We need to have a ferromagnetic conductor for this purpose.
A ferromagnetic conductor. Why is that?
To understand this, let's look at the table of relative permeability values for different materials. So the values for copper, silver and aluminium are quite close to 1, that of air, while the value for iron is quite high.
So that means the magnetic flux in iron is 280,000 times that in copper, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
So this is an advanced model of induction stove that we use nowadays.
This is the copper coil that produces the magnetic field, and we have the fan over here, that is the new modification to control the temperature of the inside and work it optimally.
So now let's compare induction cooking versus gas cooking.
Okay, so first of all, the induction cooking gives you higher efficiency than gas cooking, and the reason is quite simple. You don't heat up the air in between the gas stove and the conductor, instead you directly heat the conductor.
Also in induction cooking, less ventilation is required because of the fact that the air around the stove is not heated in this mechanism.
Also, induction cooking is safer than gas cooking. First of all, there are no incidents of gas leakage in this. Also, because of the control mechanisms which are installed in them, they only turn on when you place on a ferromagnetic substance on the top.
Also, induction stoves are very easy to clean. So in the case of induction stoves, the food doesn't stick on it, unlike in the case of gas stoves.
Obviously, this happens because suppose the food is spilled from the utensil, it does not get burned up in case of induction cooker, while in gas cooking it burns up. Yeah, and lastly, it provides faster heating with similar heating performance, because in this the eddy currents are formed instantaneously and you don't need to heat up the air in between. Now let's talk about some of the precautions that should be handled while working on these devices. First of all, people with pacemakers and other electronic devices in the body should consult the doctors before working on these cooktops, because they emit high EM waves and they might cause some problems with the normal functioning.
Also, there should be no ferromagnetic substances near the induction stove. Also, a stove should not be placed on a metallic surface.
Yeah, that's because you don't want your surface to be heated up in any case. Also, the surface of the cooking utensils should be as plain and clean as possible.
And that's because all these magnetic forces are field forces and depend on distance.
So, if there's kind of any sharp edges on your utensil, then it might cause some improper cooking.